Hi, my name's Morgan and I am accepting the challenge from Candace Ashley to do the Ice Bucket Challenge for ALS. Before I do my challenge, I want to talk a little bit about ALS because before this, I never knew about it. I've never had anybody in my family or friend circle personally deal with ALS that I was aware of. So I didn't know about it. I decided to look it up. ALS is a progressive neuromuscular disease, and it causes nerve cells to die and leave voluntary muscles paralyzed. Other diseases in this category include Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. Every day, 2 or 3 Canadians die from ALS. And 80% of people with ALS die within the first 2 to 5 years of being diagnosed. These are pretty scary statistics, and I'm very glad that we're talking about it because I didn't know about this until I saw all these people dumping cold water on their heads. So before I do my challenge, this is what I have to say. I'm not dumping ice on my head. I'm very glad that people are doing this so that we can talk about it, but I think there are other things to talk about. If you noticed, it said personal challenge. I personally am going to share an illness and a disease that I suffer from to get talking about that as well. This is not in an attempt to make ALS seem like something small or unimportant, because I believe it is very important that we discuss it and it's very important that we donate. But there are many other diseases and illnesses out there, and these are 2 that touch my life daily. The first I'm going to talk about is depression. I was recently diagnosed with depression just over a year ago, and it has changed my life. I have been able to find help, and I've been able to do what I need to do to better myself and to make myself deal with my depression. It's something that doesn't go away. It's something I have to face every day. And here are some facts about depression. About 20% of Canadians personally experience a mental illness in their lifetime. That's quite a high number. And with the death rate of suicide as high as it is, I think it's something we definitely need to speak about. 24% of all deaths in Canada are from suicides among 15 to 24-year-olds. And 16% of all deaths in Canada are suicides between 25 to 44-year-olds. That number is much too high for something that we refuse to talk about. Depression should not be something to hide from. Depression is not something to be ashamed of. I had more problems with my depression before admitting I had depression than afterwards and getting the help I needed. So I urge all of you to maybe donate a little to the Canadian Mental Health Association along with the ALS Association, because that's something that we need to talk about. The second thing I'm going to talk about is ulcerative colitis. This one is a little scary to talk about because I have not publicly announced this. I was recently diagnosed with ulcerative colitis in May of this year. It is an inflammatory bowel disease and it is incurable. After saying that, it is not something that is necessarily fatal, but here's a few facts about ulcerative colitis. There are over 233,000 Canadians with ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease. People with ulcerative colitis have a 15% chance of getting colon cancer in their lifetime, especially if you have had the disease for over 10 years, which right now is not a very big problem for me. I've only had it for 1, but 9 years from now, I'm only going to be 35, and I don't want to have to deal with cancer at that young of an age. So these are 2 things that I personally struggle with daily. They involve medications, they involve diet changes, they involve lifestyle changes, they involve talking to people about it, and I think that that is a wonderful thing that we are talking about it. We're talking about what ALS is and what it does. We're bringing awareness to these problems, and I think you need to share your problems. That is my challenge. I challenge everyone who watches this video, everyone on my Facebook, everyone on YouTube, anyone who comes across it randomly. I challenge you to share your story and share what's going on with you, not necessarily wrong, but what you are suffering from, so that we can talk about it. Because before I was diagnosed with colitis, I didn't know what it was. Before I heard all of these videos and saw all these videos, I didn't know what ALS was. Depression is something that many people know about, but don't fully understand because we don't talk about it. So I challenge all of you to talk about your personal problems and share and donate. I personally will be donating to the ALS Association, the Crohn's and Colitis Association of Canada, and the Mental Health Association. And I urge you to find what you feel is important and discuss what's going on in your life.